Alright, everybody. Hatito. I think what I'm going to do today is, I don't know if you can see this or not, it's kind of rainy. It's kind of gloomy, kind of cold. So what I'm going to do, I've been working on my tattoos, kind of updating them, getting them all finished up, and then there's one right on my chest, right between my collarbones, right on my sternum, that I've been working on, which you may see at some point. What I'm doing today is working on a pouch, and I forgot to film the first part of it, getting everything cut out and sewn up and such, but it's just brain tan leather, you know, sewn up with leather lace. But it's a pipe. It's a pipe pouch. Basically, what it is, it holds tobacco and maybe a little bit of, you know, tinder or what have you. It could also be a fire kit, so you could have flint and steel and such in there. But it just basically holds your pipe just like that. The pipe is the closure in a bag like this. So, you know, you see them every once in a while, but really, I mean, I'm just kind of decorating it up. I don't know if I'll stick with this pattern or not, but that's why I use washable ink. So, and this one's kind of designed to hang around the neck, but you put some tobacco in there and put your pipe in. That's basically what it's for. So, but I'm just doing some decoration, doing a little bit of quill work. So for those of you who don't know what quill work is, of course, uses porcupine quills. So these guys are soaking up in some warm water, and I've got red and white right now, and normally, I'll show you here on one that's not that great. Yeah, there's one. Normally, porcupine quills are kind of small, they're kind of thin, but get it to focus here. You can see they're not all that flexible. So I can take and it'll kind of crease. You know, it kind of creases and breaks and bends and things like that, and then it's just kind of permanently like that. Just like your hair or your nails, it's all made out of that same stuff. But when you soak them in water, just like your hair or your nails, you know, it kind of softens them up, especially warm water softens them up, and makes them a whole lot easier to work with. So what I'm going to do is, I've already got one loop started. I'm going to show you one technique, and the main technique that I'm going to be using on this bag or pouch, which is called the lane stitch. The lane stitch is pretty easy. It's one of my favorites. Move you over here. This is so makeshift. I have y'all sitting on top of a paper towel roll with a quahog clamshell holding you up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, there we go. I'm going to take a quill, pick out a good one. That's a good one to start with. Normally, I might take and clip the ends off, but I kind of like them, you know, holding a little bit of air when you're doing lane stitch, because it gives a more bodied look. So what you do is you just make a loop. Basically, it's a back stitch. So you make a loop, and you cinch your quill in. Just pull that back stitch tight. You see it kind of crease up a little bit. And if you don't want any knots to show, the way I do it is, when you start your stitch, just do 3 or 4 stitches through the same hole, you know, to kind of get it where you like it. Now this part, it's just the same deal. Just a back stitch. Just barely grab that leather, right? And what I do is, you want to work to the right of your thread. I always work to the right of my thread, but you need to be consistent. Take your thread and wrap it around that one time. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. See how that's twisted around there? It's wrapped around one time. Now hold that down with your thumb and pull your thread through. And what that's going to do is it's actually going to twist your quill. Like that. Kind of a crappy first stitch, but I'm trying to do this looking through the camera. And you just repeat. And that's what you get. I'll do this a couple of times here just to show you. It's been pretty rainy here in Williamsburg lately. Pretty snowy. The ground's just been wet constantly, so I haven't got a chance to wear my good moccasins like I wanted to this winter, but what do you do about it? But trying to get programs up for the next year, get everything rolling. I've been trying to work on my my Hopewell kit and getting some beavers tanned up. I have a beaver mantle that I made that I might show y'all. But it's just is it 5, 6, maybe 7 beaver hides all sewn together in kind of a big cape, and that's one of the pieces that it really is there's no perfect description of it. It's just listed as a beaver mantle, but we know that there was, at least in the 18th century, there was one that was, or a couple of them that were given out as gifts, basically presents to the delegates in the Capitol. They said they had beaver capes, beaver mantles that they draped over their shoulders that were painted red on the inside, which I'm sure the delegates appreciated red ochre all over their suits. And that's basically all you do here. I mean, you know, this isn't my best, and that's kind of a thick quill to be using for lane stitch, in my opinion. But just so y'all can see what I'm doing, every time you pull that, it just kind of twists up. I'm going to take and roll that a little bit. And that's what you're looking for. That sort of twisted rope. And literally, I mean, you are twisting the quill, so you want to make sure your quills are nice and soaked. Otherwise, it really isn't going to do much good. Get it through here. Now, an important thing, I like to stop right about this point. Don't pull this. When you get to the end of your quill, or the end of that white, don't pull that completely tight. What you're going to do is to add in a new quill. Get a little bit thinner one here to kind of taper it down. What you're going to want to do, see this loop now? It's there, maybe. There we go. See this loop here? Run this quill right in there with the last one. And then pull it. Now that you've got your new quill in, just forget about the old one. Just take and continue on, just like that one wasn't there. So take it, wrap it, pull your thread through, and keep going. And basically just take and snip that one off now. Snip that off and snip that tail off, and you're good to go. Just keep on doing like you've been doing. And that's it. And that's basically what I'm going to do to most, the lines and stuff like that. I haven't decided if I'm going to do anything down here or not. But, yeah, I mean, that's about it. That and this right here. It's also one that I did not that long ago. So I like to put a little bit of a serrated edge on my knives. Let's see that. Yeah, there we go. And all those beavers and a fox, a bobcat, a couple other hides, a couple muskrats that I've been working on lately. I actually prefer stone knives to steel knives when I'm skinning and fleshing and things like that. So if you never got the chance, you might try one out. So, but that's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm just working on this pouch. So I think that's probably long enough. 10-minute video. Why not? So y'all have a good one. Drop a suggestion down in the comments and let me know what you want to see. So I don't know exactly know what everybody's looking for. So y'all would help me out greatly. So, solo no kikinole.